Congratulations!
Thank you. It's very exciting.
These ladies represent the Mandarin Museum and Historical Society as the current and past presidents. I was not hip to how much history Mandarin holds. Former President Emily Liska schooled me.
Mandarin makes its presence known at every important point in Florida history. I mean, there was a presence here, or an associated presence during the Spanish period, the first and second Spanish period. Then again, when the English came in, this area was populated with the English. Later on, we all know the stories of the Civil War associated with Mandarin. They were pivotal in the North Florida story. And of course, Seminole Indian Wars before that, and all the weather stories, the great freezes, Mandarin was central to that, and pestilence, it's all there.
Emily shares why she thinks our local experts voted Mandarin Jack's best historic neighborhood.
I think the stories, and that's what I believe the populace realizes in broader Jacksonville, the stories we have to tell are so surprising to the public. And Sandy mentioned so many of them in much more detail, but it always amazes me to think we had perhaps arguably the most famous woman in the world living in Mandarin at a point in time. Well, you may want to consider Queen Victoria and a few others, but indeed, her brother was among the most famous men, at least in the nation. So you had this story that continues to capture people's imagination, but you also have to tell the story the right way. And I think your museum has done that, Sandy, in a beautiful way.
The other thing is the landscape of Mandarin is so appealing to people, you know, and that was one of the things that's important to me, is that from here, the Walter Jones Historical Park, to where Mandarin Community Club is, about a mile west of here, is one of the most historic miles, I think the most historic mile, and you probably agree with me.
I do, absolutely, yes.
In Jacksonville. Because on this property alone, you've got 4 historic buildings from the 19th century, plus the museum. You just go a little ways, you've got the cemetery that was there since 1836. You've got a church that was there since the 1880s. Then you've got the Mandarin Community Club that was built in 1872. The store and post office that was built in 1911. And then all these little sprinkling of houses that were built in the late 1800s.
These are just some small nuggets. I'm going in for a full entree in the coming weeks. If you'd like to know more before then, Emily's got you covered.
We do indeed. Mandarin Community Club website, just put in Mandarin Community Club, it'll pop right up. And you'll learn that history as well, dating back to World War I and the Liberty League, where we got our start, and the old schoolhouse we preserved down there, which was Mandarin's school for more than 54 years. And that was built through the efforts of Harriet Beecher Stowe as well. Then the wonderful post office next door. We own that post office, and there is yet another museum there that is through an arrangement with the Mandarin Museum, and that's quite fabulous. So all these things are available, historic photos, and if you don't believe me, ask your longtime anchor, Tom Wills,
who lives right
up the road, proud Mandarin resident. We love our historic properties.
Nice.
On behalf of Susie Scott and the entire board of the Mandarin Community Club, thank you, Jacksonville, for recognizing Mandarin as the best historic community in Jacksonville.
I'm Rance Adams for River City Live.